The key to a successful organization is to have a culture based on a strongly held and widely shared set of beliefs that are supported by strategy and structure. Good day, everyone. We are from the BSAB3, and for today's lesson, we will discuss organizational culture. So, these are the topic overview of our lesson. First, we will discuss what is culture. Next, what is organizational culture? Thirdly, what are the different characteristics of organizational culture? Fourth, what are the benefits of organizational culture? Fifth, what are the types of organizational culture? And lastly, how to build a high performing organizational culture. So, before tayo mag-discuss kung ano nga ba yung organizational culture, first, let us define what culture is. So, a culture is a term that refers to a large and diverse set of mostly intangible aspects of social life. It consists of values, beliefs, experiences, religion, attitude, systems of language, communication, material objects, and practices that people share in common. Culture shapes their way of life, social interaction, and influences their perspective on the world. So, culture can bind people together and they could shape their worldviews and life ways. And maybe you're wondering how can culture be transmitted? So, culture can be shared through communication, storytelling, music, song, dance, or art. Marami ang mga kultura sa ating mundo. And for instance, dito sa Pilipinas, napaka-diverse ng ating kultura. And some of the examples are yung pagiging hospitable ng mga Pilipino, yung pagse-celebrate ng mga festivals just like the Sinugba, the Ati-Atihan, and Filipinos are very religious since marami yung Catholic dito sa Philippines. Next, also, sa clothing din. So, may culture din ng clothing, just like mga traditional attire ng mga Manobo, ng mga Barong Tagalog, and many more. And also sa food, so marami rin tayo mga kulturang pagkain dito sa Pilipinas. And ang culture ay pwede ring mga bagay, just like mga building style, mga structure. So, these are some of the examples of culture and may marami pa tayong kultura dito sa Pilipinas na ah, ating makikita. So, ang culture, just like I said earlier, hindi lang siya makikita sa mga sa pagiging religious, sa mga clothing, sa architecture. Also, sa workplace, meron din tayong mga culture na na-observe o ating nararanasan. So, cultures in organization shape the behavior and interactions of individuals within a company. It governs how employees think, act, and make decisions. So, to learn more about organizational culture, Mr. Harold Camerante will discuss it with you, the organizational culture.
Good day everyone, my name is Harold. I will discuss to you what is organizational culture. Definition is the pattern of shared values, beliefs, and assumptions. Values means defines how you give importance to other people around you. Norms naman defines how you share your values, your attitude, and your behavior towards other people. When you heard about culture in organization, it refers to a system. That system refers to the organization culture. Like for example, Jollibee. Ano ba yung culture ng Jollibee? 'Di ba sayings pa lang nila, bida ang saya. So only Jollibee na gumagamit ng ganun na saying. Ako nakakalungkot isipin na kailangan mo bang kumain sa Jollibee para maramdaman yung saya? Eh pwede ka naman sumaya sa akin. Anyway, joke lang yun. Ito naman, aside from that, we're student, we are student. And some of us hindi pa talaga na-experience ng work or business. So let me give you a point of view, no? So for example, work and business. Alam nyo ba yung in between ng work at business is financial security. Sa work, may financial security ka. Kasi every month mayroon kang salary na pwedeng matanggap expectedly. Pero sa business, wala ka talagang financial security kasi you are from the scratch talaga. Kasi hindi mo pa na-build yung empire na gusto mo talaga in the future. Kaya lang, sa work, in every month, secured ka, may assurance ka na may financial security. That is a culture of work. And sa business naman, pag ma-achieve mo na yung financial and time freedom, yun naman yung culture ng business. Pagdating pa ng long term, then work. Okay? So, I hope you learned something. Thank you.
So let's look at the 7 characteristics of organizational culture and how they might manifest in your workplace. Number 1 of the characteristics is the innovation. When companies that value innovation will encourage their people to be brave and take risks. This will empower people and inspire them to think creatively. Companies that do not value innovation will have set guidelines and practices that must be adhered to. This links closely to the neuroscience theme of clarity and in particular ideas of requirements. The second characteristics is the attention to detail. These characteristics dictates that the level to which an employees are expected to be accurate in their work. For some organizations, attention to detail is key to success. Example of these are the financial organizations and law firms. A culture that places high value on this will expect its employees to undertake their duties with precision. A culture that places a low value on this will adopt a fail fast mentality which places emphasis on trying new approach. This often links with the personal growth and how people prefer to be challenged within the workplace. Third characteristics is the outcome, or should I say results. Companies that value outcomes will focus on the results above all else. They will strive for results by any means necessary. In contrast, the other organizations will consider the wider impact of their work and strive to do things in the right way. Here we will see that some people will be more instinctive while others will be more reflective. The instinctive leaning may prefer an organizational culture that prioritizes results. The reflective leaning will prioritize values. The number 4 characteristics is the relationship. Organizations that value relationships will be focused on building a culture where people work collaboratively and feel supported by their managers and leadership teams. Conversely, others may have a competitive mindset and have a more hierarchical structure that prioritizes more formal or financial motivations. Relationships feed directly into their emotional brain style, and how important this is to a team will depend on their predominant brain type. The last characteristic would be the stability. For this stability, a company that encourages stability will be administrative and rule-oriented. It will focus more on outputs and processes than growth. Companies that do not value stability will regularly adopt their processes and practices. The former may have more people with a predisposition to reflective brain types, while the latter may have more instinctive individuals. To learn more about organizational culture, Mr. Azriel Agal will continue to report it with all of you.
The next topic is all about the benefits of a healthy organizational culture. Organizational culture is an important aspect in modern business, lalo na ngayon. Tayo ay nag-innovate na ng mga modern technologies like cell phones and other gadgets. It affects the way your employees work, how customers interact with your business, and how your company function internally. First is increased productivity. So, dapat talaga mag-increase productivity tayo. Next, second is improve employees' health and well-being. Uh, uh, sa business, pangalagaan mo talaga yung mga employee mo, lalo na sa ang kanilang health. Kasi if ganun, the employee is take absences in your work, then higher level of innovation it is important for for the business. Reduce absenteeism and turnover rates. In business, kailangan talaga natin sa mga workers is uh, mapanatili talaga na present talaga sa kanilang work at hindi talaga nag-absent. And turnover rates, talaga for the meantime na in a company, talaga wala talagang mag-aalis agad. Then enhance employee engagement, need talaga natin encourage ang mga employee natin. And the last is increase customer satisfaction. In business, need talaga natin masatisfy ang ating customer kung ano man ang pangangailangan nila, at bibilihin nila sa atin. And that's all.
Morning everyone. My name is Laika V. Tampos and I will discuss it with you the four types of organizational cultures. Clan culture is one of the four types of organizational culture. In clan culture, the emphasis is on teamwork, employee development, and a strong sense of belonging. Here is the example of clan culture. Google, known for its collaborative and employee-centric culture, Google fosters a sense of community and provides various opportunities for employee development and growth. Advocacy culture is one of the four types of organizational culture too. In advocacy culture, there is a focus on taking risks, exploring new ideas, and quickly responding to changes in the external environment. Market culture is one of the four types of organizational culture. In market culture, there is a strong focus on external competitiveness, customer satisfaction, and achieving measurable outcomes. Hierarchy culture refers to a type of organizational culture where there is a clear and defined hierarchy of authority and decision making. In this culture, power and control are centralized at the top, and employees are expected to follow the instructions and decisions made by their superiors.
So, we have here the 8 steps to building a high performing organizational culture. First is the excel and recognition. Recognizing the contributions of all members has a far reaching positive effect on organizational culture. Experts agree that when an organization makes appreciating employees part of its culture, important metrics like employee engagement, retention, and productivity improve. Next is the enable employee voice. Creating a culture that values feedback and encouragement employee voice is essential. Failing to do so can lead to lost revenue and demotivated employees. First, collection feedback using listening tools that make easy for employees to express that they're feeling in the moment, like pulse survey and workplace chatbots. Then, analyze the result and take action while findings are relevant. This strengthens your culture and leads to benefit like higher employee fulfillment and greater profitability. So, next is the make your leaders culture advocate. Building a school, building a strong workplace culture is in the hands of team leaders and managers. If your workplace culture prioritizes certain values and leadership, your team doesn't exemplify them or displays behavior to go against them, it undermines the effort. Next is make your leaders culture advocates. Building a strong workplace culture is in the hands of the team leaders and managers. If your workplace culture prioritizes certain values and your leadership team doesn't exemplify them or displays behavior to go against them, it undermines the effort. Team members will recognize the dissonance between stated values and lived behavior. They may even start to emulate negative behaviors, believing they are awarded by management. Next is live by your company values. Your values are the foundation of its culture, while crafting a mission statement is a great start. Living by company's value means weaving them into every aspect of your business. This includes support terms, HR policies, benefit programs, and even out of the office initiatives like volunteering. Your employees, partners, and customer will recognize and appreciate that your organization puts its values into practice every day. You can also recognize employees for action that exemplify your values to show that they're more than just words, and incentives employees to build the value-based culture you want to see. Next is forge connection between team members. Building a workplace culture that can handle adversity requires establishing strong connection between team members. But with increasingly remote and terse communication, creating those bonds can be challenging. Encouraging collaboration and engaging in team building activities, even when working remote, are two effective ways to bring your team together and promote communication. Next is focus on learning and development. Great workplace cultures are formed by employees who are continually learning and companies that invest in staff development. Training initiatives, coaching, and providing employees with new responsibilities are great are all great ways to show your team that you are invested in their success. Next is keep culture in mind from day one. When an employee's perspective doesn't match your company culture, internal discord is likely to be the result. Organizations should hire for culture and reinforce it during the onboarding process and beyond. Practices and procedures must be taught and values should be shared. When hiring, ask questions focused in cultural fit, like what matters to the interview and why they attracted to working at your company. But these questions shouldn't be the sole determining factor when evaluating a candidate. As the best organization, keep an open mind to diverse perspective that can help keep their culture fresh. Next is personalized employee experience. As modern consumers, your employees expect personalized experience. So you need to focus on ways to help them members identify with your culture. Tools like pulse surveys and employee journey mapping are great ways to discover what your employees value and what their ideal corporate culture looks like. Take what you learn and tailor your action to personalize the employee experience for your team. Once you started treating your employees with the same care you treated your customers, a culture that motivates each individual at your organization is, is a show to follow. So that's it for today's report. I hope you have learned something. Thank you.